The Universal Service Fund, what to look out for, plus will the year end on a high note for rural telcos? The list starts now. And let's talk Universal Service Fund, a big issue on the Hill and has the attention of stakeholders up and down the supply chain as broadband deployment to high-cost areas of the country are waiting impatiently for some type of reform of the USF. In our studio and on our panel is Bill Myers, Associate Editor for Communications Daily. He's here to shed some light on the broad topic of USF reform. And Bill, welcome to the program today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for making it in this morning.
Of course.
And, I'm going to go to a quick soundbite before I pose my first question to you. It's several months ago, there was a C-SPAN panel interview with FCC Commissioner Mignon Clyburn. She referenced the reality that rural carriers may have something to be worried about. Of course, now we know what she was talking about. This is previous to the U.S. telecom broker proposal. And let's go ahead to that clip real quickly, and we'll be right back with Bill Myers.
But I think now you recognize even some of the rural carriers who are rightfully worried, and some of the others in the system recognize that we have a system that needs to be updated. We have a system that is not fully functional. It's not very efficient. And so we're going to have to make some very difficult decisions over the next 10 years or so. But I think you have most people willing to come to the table. They recognize that we're not talking about flash cuts. We're talking about gradual reforms we must make in order to send the proper signals and provide the most bang for our buck.
And Bill, how aggressive is the push for USF reform and inter-carrier compensation reform? And what has changed for these rural carriers pre the U.S. telecom proposal and post, as well as the alternative versions as well?
I'll take your questions in order. So how aggressive? Extremely aggressive from everybody I've talked to. I mean, there hasn't been a single person that didn't take this seriously and feel like this was going to happen no matter what they thought about it. And so to that, I think that had a huge impact on the U.S. telecom-led talks as well as some of the alternative proposals that we saw. You took a look especially at the rural carriers that Ms. Clyburn mentioned a second ago, that they realized that this was going to happen with or without them, or that was at least what they were saying to us, and that's why they were so eager to get involved in the talks. Now, what's changed, I think it depends on who you talk to, of course, but the biggest single issue that we heard from not only the rural telcos but the incumbents as well was not so much the amount of money in the transition, but the length of the transition.